Hi everyone, my name is Gideon Besaidnat and I'm an application engineer for Micrographics. Today we're going to have a look at how we can utilize the copy object command within Inventor and utilize that to actually create a new surface feature and use that surface to replace a face of an existing model. Now, it's quite important to remember that when you use the copy object, that you need to be in the assembly environment so that you can make small adjustments. Now, when we work in the assembly environment, it's only going to be a temporary environment. So it's not an assembly that you actually need to save. It is so that we can utilize two different objects and constrain them and utilize that in the correct manner. Now in this instance I'm just going to go and place a specific item. I'm going to place that as grounded, and then I'm going to utilize the base. Now this would be fantastic in, for instance, a mold environment or a different type of industries. It is something that you can utilize quite a lot. So I'm going to just quickly fully constrain this part. Just using the flush constraints, and now my model has been fully constrained. Now I'm going to activate the mold cover. So in the mold cover, to look at a little bit of the surfacing techniques, I'm going to utilize the patch. As we can see, there's a nice circle there, a small hole or indentation that has been created. Going to utilize the patch, and I'm going to select the outside boundary, and I'm just going to say apply. From here on I'm going to use the stitch and stitch this boundary. I'm going to use it as a stitch command is what we would use to stitch in open loops within a surface. Okay, and the patch we utilize in the type of environment if we want to create a nice planar or a 3D surface. And just to show you guys exactly what the stitch does, it joins surfaces together, so it would close an open boundary. Going to say done. Now when we have a surface, we can actually use the thicken and offset tool to actually go and create a solid. So in this instance I'm going to use the thicken, select that option over there. I'm going to select just 1 millimeter. I'm going to say OK, and now we can see there's a nice patch that has been created, and we can go and select delete face and select that specific face just to delete it and close that entity. So if you go into the visual style and the wireframe, you'll notice that that open entity has been closed through various surfacing techniques like patch and stitch, and then utilizing the thicken and offset command. So if I go into the view tab, just change this to shaded with edges. I'm just going to go and delete that face again. Just going to ensure that I'm selecting the correct face. Now, what we want to do in this exercise is we actually want to utilize what we would call the copy object in the assembly environment. From here, we can go to modify, and here we have a copy object. Now, I'm already active on the mold cover, and I want to copy this object into the part. Now you do have an option to bring it in as a surface, a composite, or even a solid. In this instance, I'm going to utilize a composite and say OK. Going to update my assembly, and now I can actually open the mold cover in its own window, and you'll notice that that has been brought in to this environment. I'm just going to go with visual styles, just to go to wireframe, so that we can have a nice easy see what we would like to utilize. Now from here, I'm going to go to the 3D model, and I want to replace the existing flat face with the new mold. So we can choose the replace face option, we can choose the existing face, and what is the face that we would like to select. So I'm going to go to select other, just to ensure I'm selecting that specific boundary, and select those specific profiles, rotate my model, and as you can see, I still need to select that face over there, and I have now selected the flat part of the mold and the custom profile, and now I can say OK. If I'm going to go and switch off the visibility of the composite solid, I can go to visual and let's say shaded with edges, and now you can see how easy it was to go and replace the existing flat face with the composite solid that I brought in, or the composite surface from the assembly environment. Now I can close the assembly, and I'll be able to utilize this and save this part, and then I've got my new mold within this type of environment. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and follow for more content.